got that running pretty good. I don't know, a while back. I did a short video on it. And deciding its fate, I think I'm going to move it down the road. I think I'm going to stick with vertical cans versus the old Pulmores from the MPC era. And here is a K-Line 027 GG1 that runs just beautifully. This is 5 volts you're looking at right here. 5 volts. So we have a couple of anomalies right here. By the way, that's an MTH. Again, it's an 027. The scale of that locomotive versus reality is quite a bit off, but it happens to match my 027 cars better. But the two anomalies are scale, obviously, that's one. And the second is those were never used for freight. Those were passenger locomotives. So this relegates all this to a toy status. Same with those. The GG1 eventually got used for freight, but primarily was a passenger locomotive. So, and also the scale on that one's off, just like the MTH EP5. A GG1 is quite a bit longer. But since this is an 027 layout, having these out of scale but cool looking locomotives is fun for me. It works for me. It's more about the toy side of things than it is the reality side. Now, Conrail right there, SD60, that is a little closer to a scale locomotive. And but I'm not quite sure how close that is, because those locomotives were in fact larger, just not that much larger. You know what I'm saying? And but when you're having fun, and this is more of a toy, kind of a pastime, kind of a clutch head celebration of electric trains versus model railroading where the detail matters, it doesn't really matter to me if they're in scale or not. I just want to have them run, you know, sit back and relax and watch them go around in circles, because I enjoy that. And what I enjoy even more is taking something like that that was not running and making it run really well. That actually turned out to be a good running locomotive, that blue one right there, the 2 Pullmores. Now, of course, Lionel has jumped on the vertical can motor bandwagon, and things like that have got the vertical can motors versus the Pullmores. This was kind of a last of an era. And for the amount of time that I'll run that, it's fine. But, you know, a locomotive like this one right here, this MTH or that K-Line or the Williams, you could run them for hours and hours and hours, and they just simply, you know, are not going to wear as fast as something like that one will. Or even that one. So that's kind of what I've come away with. And just enjoy them for what they are. You know, don't get too awful wound up about scale and detail and stuff like that. And it's a lot easier to have fun with these things. Well, there's a new acquisition for the layout. The blue Lionel Conrail SD60M got swapped out for this right here. These are Williams, and I'm more a fan of this style of driveline than the post MPC era Lionel Pulmores. This has got a pair of CAN motors. I'm not sure what vintage these are, but they run pretty good. They're typical Williams. Nice die-cast trucks and the twin vertical CAN motors, you know, pretty much par for the course. Now, of course, Williams sold these both with the plastic shell like these, but also in brass. And I endeavored to acquire some brass versions in Pennsylvania at some point in time. And of course, this is the Williams Trainmaster, you know, the Fairbanks Morse Trainmaster, where I had to blend a Lionel side plates or side frames to the trucks. But yet again, it's another one of those twin vertical CAN motor locomotives for O-scale. And there's a couple of things I find interesting about the history behind both the Baldwin Sharknose diesels and the Fairbanks Morse. Both of them had rather unique diesel designs at the time. This one here, large diameter pistons, less of them, low RPM. And of course, these were the opposed piston submarine diesels. Neither one of them survived the test of time like the EMD 2-strokes or the Alco 4-strokes that eventually, you know, were the genesis and the inspiration for the GEs. Of course, GE's all 4-stroke. And another thing interesting is even though they have the same road names, one of these actually existed in history and the other one did not. They never did have a Fairbanks Morse Trainmaster. They had Fairbanks Morse diesels. They had the switchers and the car bodies and stuff like that. But they never actually had a Trainmaster that I can find in history. So, but anyway, it's a good runner. I'm going to tear it down and lubricate the trucks. And I'm happy to have that as a new addition. And hopefully, some point in time, I can end up with a pair of the early Williams brass Sharknose. And we'll add that to the layout over time. But this was just about a train run today. I haven't been out here very much. And a lot of other things going on. And I need a little bit of dose of the model railroad. So that's what this is. Hope you enjoy. Like and subscribe. Bye for now. Well, I guess that sauce not going to do anything.
You got gas?
I don't know why. Probably flooded. So out comes something else. Ah.